You hungry? Well, I'm hungry. You like baseball? Well, I love that shit. Want a slice of pizza? Go to New York. You want hot weather? Come to LA. You want to break bread? Call Nick Turturro. Ready, motherfucker? Are you ready? Well, I'm fucking ready. Get ready! Over the years, last 20 years, just a nut with jerseys, you know? Hats, jerseys, a lot of shit. Yeah, we know who this is, right? Number one, Mean Machine, Brucey. Oh, let's see. Look at this. Wild Thing. Got A-Rod over here, he's bent. A-Rod on the on the Rangers, he's bent. It's like funny, I got balls, I don't know who's on the ball. I got a bunch of, Yogi Berra's on this ball. So there's some old Yankees on this ball. And there's little Nick. Every year, Encino Little League, look at the guy, Florida Marlin. He played for a lot of teams.
Retired now, I just, mess around.
So I threw out a nice pitch. Mariners, Yankees were sitting in the dugout with Torrey and Zimmer. And I threw a fucking beautiful strike. Threw a nice pitch. I've thrown shitty pitches a couple of times. Got a little tight one time at Fenway. I threw one in the dirt.
You right?
Now don't choke up.
What the fuck am I supposed to do? It's a big bat.
I'm fucking choking up for it. Don't choke up. Anyway, I don't know. He was good when he was a kid. All right, so this is the baseball room, the sports room, but I call it the baseball room. Every house I've lived in, I've always had like a Yankee room, a baseball room. This is in this house, in New Jersey, I had a baseball room. I had a sports room. Now, my other house in Tarzana, I had a blue, it was color blue, Yankee blue. This ain't Yankee blue, but as you could see, dominated by pennants, jerseys, pitches, the TV over there, the chair is where I watch the games, scream and yell. That's where I do my activity from. Let's see, like right here, 63, you got the Dodger Yankee pennant. This was a cool pennant from that year. This is actually a popcorn bag from
the movies.
From the movie, right?
You're on there.
Yeah, where am I?
Am I on the bag? Body.
Where am I? Where am I? I don't see me. I don't know. He says I'm on there. Where the hell am I?
You look, right there. You're on the back.
Oh, I'm way back there, yeah.
That's where you broke your foot. That little guy right there. That's him.
Yeah, look at this picture. Two of my favorites. Thurman Munson, Billy Martin. Wow. There's the old stadium, man. Look at that. That's beautiful, boy. That is beautiful. I just remember going there, and I remember these boots outside South Bronx. I was like, wow. The smell of it. I still have an image of like that being out there and being in the Bronx. And I was just like, wow. And I'm walking in, I was just like mesmerized.
Does it make you want to cry when you think about it?
It doesn't make me cry. It just makes me feel sad, nostalgic.
Do you remember the first, how old you were the first time you went?
Yeah, 73. I was 11. I was with the Boy Scouts of America. And then my friend, who was Puerto Rican, Julius Pacheco, he started taking me to Yankee games that year. I have the bat from Bat Day. Let me show you the bat. Yankee Stadium Bat Day was amazing. They gave out great bats. These bats, Louisville Sluggers, they were thick, man, really thick. And you would get a Yankee, like you could get Bobby Mercer. I actually got, look at that, New York Yankees, Thurman Munson, Roy White. Oh, this is like a great, we used to play with these bats, and they don't even make wood, Munson, he had that kind of swing. Thurman would always fix his glove. I remember the Yankees, Roy White had the stance like this. Bobby Mercer, here was Bobby Mercer. I love those guys, boy. Let me show you some of the jerseys.
We'll put you in the grave in this one.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite Yankee jerseys. See the patch, 73. That was the patch they had. Look at that. Look how the NY is nice and spaced out. Mitchell and Ness did a great job with this jersey. 73, throwback Thurman, the Munson. My guy, beautiful. Love this patch. This reminds me, that's when it all started, that's when it all started. Then I became, over the years, last 20 years, just a nut with jerseys, Hats, jerseys, a lot of shit. A lot of crazy stuff. This is kind of cool. Away. The Straw Man. I got to clean this one up. I love this jersey. Oh, let's see. Kid Carter. Yeah. Here's Crazy Dykstra.
That's a great one.
It is a great one. The Warrior. Number 21, Paul O'Neill.
Unretired, but someone.
Unretired, but they don't give out the number to nobody. Number 25 now. A lot of Yankees that I like wore this number. Not really Mark Teixeira, not my favorite. But Bobby Bonds wore it one year, who I liked on the Yankees.
Now Gleyber.
Joe Pepitone wore it, who's a good friend of mine. Well, we got to do like a podcast with Joe one day in New York. And now Gleyber Torres is wearing it. It's a great number. 25. Great
And
number.
Steroid Giambi wore it.
Now, check this out. This is actually Yogi's number, but it's the black Yankees. The black New York Yankees. When I was a kid, I was lucky I had maybe one jersey. And I maybe got it from like Yankee gift day. I had to go get it for free.
Didn't you say that in your MLB Network special?
Hey, why don't you keep your mouth shut? How about that? This isn't that special.
Look at
And people don't even remember that shit anyway.
Look at this gold mine right here in the treasure box. You ready?
Yeah, those are even just some.
This is just some.
This is a wild collection. Have you seen some of this? All kinds of another Padre hat. Old school Mariner hat. This is a Cubbies hat. Let's see what else we got. This is the St. Louis Browns. Hey, this is a cool hat. Hey Nick, try this on. This might fit you.
That's the biggest shit.
Oh, this is a good hat. St. Louis Browns, who became the Baltimore Orioles, I believe, if I'm correct. This is the Mavericks, team from the Northwest. There's a documentary about this team, the Bastards of Baseball. Oh my God, this is crazy. I'm like, I don't even know what the hell I got here. This old school Bronco. This is what I mean. Here's another old St. Louis Browns. Look how cool this is. See, I love this shit, man. This is great shit. Wow, that's a nice hat. It's a nice, clean hat. See, but like what happens is I put this on. Sometimes I'll put on a jersey or a hat, and all these fans, they go nuts because they don't understand it's my hobby. So they'll be like, what is this? I don't wear any Red Sox shit, but I might sport some stuff, you know. They'll be like, what's he doing with that Astro jersey? What's he doing? And I'm like, it's my hobby. But I'm not going to, you know, break it out during a Yankee game because when I'm at watching Yankee, I'm at war. So when I'm at war, there's no, you know, the hobby is out the window. But this is just like, you know, changing T-shirts or underwear. I just love caps. I love baseball caps. I love baseball uniforms. I just love what it represents. Just the history. It represents my childhood. I maybe had a couple of caps. I mean, like these helmets. These are the helmets that I had as a boy. They were in my mother's basement. They were $1.50. Look at these helmets. They meant something to me. I was lucky I had one cap. Now I got 500 caps. I don't even know what I have from over the years. It's ridiculous. That's why I give a lot of stuff away, you know? I got more and more. It just goes on and on. I'm looking forward to it. I've been waiting a while for the Yankees to come out here because it's very special. Yankees-Dodgers is they've met 11 times in the World Series. The Yankees have won 8, they've won 3. But this starts at Brooklyn, from Brooklyn to LA, and it's a long history. There's no history like the Yankees and the Dodgers. That goes way back. So that's history, baby. All right, so we're on our way to see the Penguin, Ron Cey, 1977-78 Dodger. 81, sit down with the Penguin and rehash some of the World Series that I was at, 77, 78, see if what's his recollection. All right, let's go. Here we are, sunny California, big weekend, Yankees, Dodgers, sitting here with one of my childhood guys, Ron Cey. Well, I was a teenager, 15, Ron was 29. 1977, Yankees-Dodgers World Series, big thrill for me. What are your big memories of that series?
You know, I really had looked forward to it. You know, we had a great club, great nucleus of players, a young team, team that was hungry. You know, all of us were kind of in the, you know, 4th year or so of our careers, so you know we'd already played in one World Series in Oakland, and so we felt like we belonged. And you know, what better than, you know, a Dodger-Yankee rivalry that most of us all grew up with, at least in my time, that understood it. So my first introduction to Yankee Stadium was at the All-Star game in '77, and then to get to come back and to play in the World Series against the Yankees, the Taj Mahal, hallowed ground, all the great players that wore the uniform that represented, you know, baseball, you know, the Ruths, the Gehrigs, the DiMaggios, and not to slight anybody by leaving them out because we got a longer segment to do, but that was a very special time for me.
What'd you think of the stadium? Did you like it?
I loved it. It didn't matter, you know, from the announcer's voice.
Bob Shepard?
Who wouldn't remember his voice? Very distinct. To hear your name announced by Bob Shepard,
Right.
it's pretty special too.
Yeah. I mean, and the teams were, I mean, really both powerhouse teams, great teams. You had Tommy Lasorda against Billy Martin, two crazy Italians.
Yeah.
Now, I got to meet Tommy a few times. I actually sat with him. He was quite a character, right?
Well, he fits the ambassador role.
Yeah.
You know, he's very outgoing. I think he enjoys, you know, being in the spotlight. He loves to entertain people. He's got more stories than that I can't repeat, but you know, he really thrives on that, and he's been good. He's been very good at
Did
it.
he name you the Penguin?
No, he takes credit for it. Yeah.
Because he used to coach third base, right?
Right. Yeah, I grew up with Tommy in the organization.
But you grew up with
as did, you know, most of the guys who became household names. Our infield, the longest running, most successful, not greatest, most successful infield in Major League history of Garvey, Lopes, Russell, and myself. Played 8.5 years together, and that record certainly in today's standards won't be broken. There's too many things, variables there that would tear it apart. But we had a great run. We gave our fans a lot to cheer about. We're the first team in Major League history to draw 3 million people, but to get back into the '77 series against the Yankees was real special.
Yeah, and you had a great pitching staff. You had Sutton, right? You had Tommy John. Who were some of the other
Bert
guys?
Hooten,
Bert
Bobby
Hooten.
Welsh, Bert Hooten, two guys that I thought deserved a lot more credit. They got credit, but they didn't really get the credit. Bert Hooten was just, I think, an outstanding professional pitcher.
He had that knuckle curve.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
And if you hadn't seen that the first time until you got to the big leagues, hello.
Yeah.
It's a big welcome, and it's not pleasant.
Who was your closer? Was it Charlie Huff?
We didn't really have a closer back then in today's terms. You know, we had a guy that closed games out. His name was Mike Marshall.
Mike Marshall.
And Mike Marshall in '74 won the Cy Young Award, pitched in 102 games, I believe, had a rubber arm, threw screwballs, a lot of screwballs. He had the best right-handed screwball I saw in the big leagues, and Jim Brewer had even a better one left-handed.
Screwball.
It was a Burt Blyleven curveball, is how sharp it was. But Brew was great, and he closed out games there too.
So '77, game one, I remember that was a close game. Actually, went to extra innings, if I remember correctly. Paul Blair got the winning hit, but it was a very close game, like 4-3. You remember that game?
I remember we lost game one. I don't
Right.
remember too much about it.
See, I remember more
studied
than
up,
Ron.
Trust me, I've forgotten a lot. But that was a tough series. I really didn't think that we had the upper hand in that series.
No.
We were playing from behind after game one, and you know, our chance to really dig in and get back in was good until, you know, we had, you know, Reggie's you know, went off in game 6. You know, there's nothing you can do about that.
Right.
And so he has a career night in the World Series like that, and
It's
tip
just
your hat to it, and, you know, hopefully next time we won't run into the steamroller.
right. I mean, that was kind of fate. I mean, you know, your game one, you guys lost. Game two, I think you hit a bomb that game.
I hit it off Catfish.
Off Catfish, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys hit a bunch of home runs, but Then we won the third game. I think it was Torres. And then Guidry pitched a day game. It's the
Yes.
infamous, have you ever heard the rant? It's fantastic. With Tommy drops about 55 F-bombs
That
with
was pretty-
Doug Rao.
That was pretty routine.
But you had to hear it. I mean, I can't even do it justice. I mean, it was like, you know, feel good, Tommy, I feel good. I don't give a shit. I'm the effing manager. I'll make the effing decision. You know, and he went off, man. Tommy Lasorda just like he could, Italians can curse.
He can eat too.
He can eat. Game 6, Reggie hits those 3 homers. Oh my God. I jumped, my God, that place exploded, man. You remember that insanity when everybody went on the field?
Yeah, it's kind of a, you know.
It's kind of a blur?
No, it's not a blur necessarily, but you know, you're destined at this point late in the game. You know, it's you know it's over. you know,
Right, right.
And you know, it's difficult to
Put into words?
No, not necessarily put in words. It's just it is when you have the fate of the destiny here around the corner. You know, you'd like to have it be over with as soon as possible. So you know,
Right.
it just kind of okay. You know, it's like all right, let's just you know move on.
Right.
Long trip home. You know, we were obviously disappointed, but we weren't disappointed with you know the way we played and where we sat up for the rest of the years to come. You know, we were somebody that was going to have to be dealt with,
Right.
and we felt that we were going to be back.
Right, and you were. So 78, you come back, and I mean, it looked like on paper like you guys had the stronger team in some respects. Yankees were kind of gritty in certain areas, but 78, you were in very much control of that World Series,
We were.
right?
Yeah, we
and now
were.
Game 3, I
Game
was there
4.
some Game 3.
You want Game 3?
No, we won Game 3.
Yeah, you did.
But I mean, something happened that night that kind of.
No. That was Game 4.
Well, Game 4 is where I'm going to get to, but Game 3, Nettles kind of.
Oh well, I mean,
Had a
look,
great
here's,
game, right?
Yeah, we.
Yeah, I mean,
we,
you guys could have scored a
ended
lot of
up,
runs.
We ended up hitting the ball to the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Simple
Well, what
as
can you
that.
do about that?
No, it was look. Nettles, you know, was a premier fielder at third base, and you know he had a magnet in his glove during the World Series. All the credit goes to him. He made all the plays. You know, we challenged him. He came out on top.
Yeah. And that's coming from a guy who was, you know, very good third baseman. You're no slouch over there. I mean, you could pick it, and Nettles was pretty special with the mitt, right?
Yeah, but you know, once again, you know, he made you know a difference in their defense, and
Right.
you know, luckily for them, you know, he caught everything that was his way.
Yeah. What'd you think of Munson?
Thurman was a great player. I thought he was a great team guy, very approachable, friendly. I didn't see any smugness to him at all. Terrific, I think, Yankee player, the kind of player I think a Yankee fan would probably like, and they
Yeah.
did.
We did.
So yeah, he was a special character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so 78, Game 4. Okay, let's get down to it. The turning point of that World Series. You know, it was that play that you know that Russell dropped the ball.
Right.
Did he drop it on purpose?
Doesn't matter whether
Doesn't
he dropped
matter.
it on purpose.
Okay, so Reggie's caught in between.
Yes, and it's an interference call that if they would have huddled today or had instant replay,
Right.
then that inning is washed out.
Right.
So as it happened, Reggie stuck out his hip, and Yankee fan says, well, he didn't do it. It wasn't a big deal. Well, interference is interference.
Right.
And the ball then caromed off of him, went towards the tarp down the right field line.
Right.
And they ended up scoring 2 runs that inning. And so they ended up tying the game, I think, in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs.
Mm-hmm.
And then we played extra innings again, and
Yeah.
we lost, I think, in 12 innings.
Well, yeah.
And that was a game that finished probably, I don't know, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Because the games didn't start till 8:30.
But that was if I remember correctly, that was actually a day game.
No, that was a night game.
No, I'm gonna disagree with Ron Cey on this. Guys, look it up for me, please. I think it was a day game, and I think it was a rain delay. Game 4, 1978. The Reggie Hip game. But Ron is right about one thing. He did get away with it.
It's interference.
I know, my son. I showed him to play. So you win that game, and you're up 3-1.
No.
If you would have won the game,
Yeah, but it was a night game.
please tell me if I'm right or
No,
wrong.
you're wrong.
It was Orioles.
No,
Who was playing?
78. Yankees Dodgers.
You said 79.
No, that's the wrong
78.
World Series. It's driving me nuts. I wonder if Ron is right.
Well, no, I am right, and you are wrong.
I mean, he played in the game.
And
I
the
know.
problem with it is that the game ended late, and for some reason, television scheduled a noon start the next day. So the problem was that we didn't get home till late. It was a very difficult game for us to swallow. And by the time that we even woke up, and I mean in the game, we had already gotten off on the wrong foot. So the momentum
I see.
in that thing had changed, and if it had been reversed, if we'd have won that game and we had the 12 o'clock start, Yankees roll over. I'm pretty sure of it, because they know that now they've got to get rid of that defeat on
Right.
short time, and they know that if they lose, it's over.
Right. So you're saying that, after game 4, because of that, miscue and everything didn't go your way, you guys mentally just didn't.
I don't think we did it intentionally. I don't think that happened as an excuse. I simply felt that we should have won the game if the umpires had gotten together and gone over it like they should have. Then it would have been the right call.
Right.
And all any player is asking for is for the umpires to take a look at it. And now you have more instant replay, which I do like. I know that it takes more time than probably the people care for, but you don't want to get into a game like we were in the World Series, where the outcome of that call hinges on who might win the World Series. Another game early in the season, okay, but still, you always want to try and get the play right.
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree. I mean, and so then you go back to LA and then you lose. Did you think maybe you might recover in LA or no?
Yeah, I had hoped so, but I think we came out kind of sluggish. It just happened. I think the Yankees were energized, probably after that big win that they had, and
Rode that
took
momentum.
advantage of it.
Yeah.
Coming out to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a tough one, because you guys probably felt deep down like you could have won that World Series. Maybe you should have won that World Series, but
It didn't happen. So
It didn't happen.
that's my biggest disappointment, actually, in
Right.
my career, is losing that series there.
Yeah.
And that's where your biggest disappointments start, and where your biggest thrills happen as well. You
Yeah.
know? Regular season games are one thing. When you get to postseason, it takes on a different animal.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, even as a Yankee fan, deep down in my heart, I always felt like you guys got the wrong end of the stick on that call, and it could have been a different World Series. I'm not saying it would have been, but you would have been in the driver's seat, 3-1. If the Yankees make it 3-2 and then tie it up, if that happens. But who knows? You're right. I mean, that was a play that, kind of reminiscent of the play with the Cardinals and the Royals, where
Yes, the guy missed that
Blankenship
call.
missed the call,
Yes,
and
he did.
he basically gave the Royals a game.
Yeah.
It's not the Royals' fault, but they should get the call right. I don't understand why they can't. I understand. No, I know you're laughing, and there's no there was no instant replay. But this is the World Series.
Yeah, right.
Why couldn't they just look at it? And, hey Tommy, what was he gonna do? But if you look at it, he really should have been. He was out.
Yes.
And I'm a Yankee fan, so I'm happy. But I do in my heart feel like, we got away with one. You cheated a little bit. But you got your revenge in '81, right?
I don't know if I'd call it revenge.
You see, Ron, he won't call it a revenge.
No, I don't think it was. No,
Well, now
I
we
don't-
were up
I don't-
2-0
I-
in
Look,
that.
I had a relationship with a lot of those guys.
With the Yankees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friends. I mean,
Right.
Gossage
But
I played against when I was, coming through the system.
Right.
And Reggie I had known before that.
Right.
You know.
What'd you think of Reggie?
Well, Reggie's got a personality.
Right.
But
I mean, as a ball player,
well, I mean, look, I mean, his number. I don't need to, honk his horn for him. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame player. His statistics tell you that.
right.
The team success that goes along with it. That I think that's all important. That helps define the character. It's much like, in a sense, you look at Jeter's career. He had enough to get into the Hall of Fame statistically, but the fact that he won,
Yeah.
is I mean, those things don't exactly go together. There's lots of Hall of Fame players that never won a World
And they
Series.
never won, right.
So that's kind of a different standard.
Yeah.
And it should weigh in there because that's what it's all about. You're trying to win.
Right. And so when you think of Reggie, you think that he's a winner. I mean,
Absolutely.
right? I mean, he won 3 with the A's. He won 2 with the Yankees.
Yeah, he was a winner.
I mean, he's just a winner.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some guys, you're right, that Jeter had those intangibles too. He just did a little bit of everything, but he had that winning tag on him.
Yeah.
It's hard to put that into, like some guys you go, a guy had a great career, but he never won.
Well,
Or maybe he won like at the end of his career.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you win, you win.
Right.
But and it's necessary to win.
Yeah.
If you're going to be one of those players, it's necessary to win.
Right.
And does it happen to everybody? No, it didn't happen to Ernie Banks. But in most cases, a player does have something beyond statistics to tell you who he was. And it's better to be on that side of the coin. Trust me.
Right.
Guys who go into the clubhouse these days in August, September with nothing to play for, you think they're getting along very well?
Yeah. Right, I know. You need that juice to keep you going.
Yeah, it's, and that's where you want to be. So when you get a taste of winning and what goes with it, that's where you want to live.
Right. That's right. I mean, because, second, that's what you play for. You don't play to come in second or don't play to make the playoffs. You play to win the whole thing. But at least in '81, you got that ring, so.
It did.
That was nice, right?
Yeah, we deserved it.
Yeah, you did deserve it.
We'd been knocking on that door. We were one of the special teams in the '70s.
You were.
And time, finally allowed us to catch up with that.
Yeah.
And, so we finished a goal. We had a lot riding on all of that. We were carrying the flag for the Dodger history and tradition.
Right.
And, 4 World Series, World Championship in 10 years that we were together with the infield and all the other all-star caliber players that we had. We got the job done, and I'm very grateful that we had a bunch of guys that saw it the same way.
Yeah. I'm flattered to be sitting here. This is Ron Cey at third, Bill Russell at short, Davey Lopes at second, Steve Garvey at first. These guys were dynamite. These guys were a powerhouse team of the 70s, got it over in the 80s, 81. Now we got 2019, the potential of the Yankees and the Dodgers.
Yes.
What do you think? You think it could happen?
Sure, it could happen. I think Dodger Stadium will be alive and well with a lot of Yankee fans coming out here. Preview possibly of what may happen in October. Now it's November as well.
Right.
But, don't leave Houston out of that mix.
I'm not.
I'm glad they're in the other league.
Yeah.
I think those are the 3 best teams in baseball right now. All due respect to the other teams that are in first place and battling for wild cards.
Right.
But we got a long way to go yet.
I know that. I know that.
And
We got enough problems of our own, our pitching.
Any number of things can happen, but I think that the Dodgers are pretty well balanced. We don't have a motion offense. We're going to hit home runs. The Yankees are going to hit home runs.
Right.
I think pitching has always been able to dominate to a degree. You can't have teams hitting 4 home runs a game. You've got to get it down to 1 or less,
Right.
or 2 possibly.
Well, in the
nobody on
postseason,
base.
that ain't going to happen.
Well, it might.
It might,
you
but
look at when you look at the pitching staff that Houston has right now with Verlander, Cole, and Greinke. Those 3 guys are 3 out of the 5 in baseball that have a WHIP under 1.
Wow.
Okay, so if you have to face those guys twice in a series, it's not going to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And so, based on their success, all of them, you know, they picked up Greinke over here.
I know.
My God, how did Houston get a hold of Greinke? Amazing. But you know, Cole and Verlander, you know, they both 14, 15 games. Greinke's the same thing, pretty much. Earned run averages are 2.7, 2.6. That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
You know, you've got Yankees haven't even gotten Stanton back. That's another 50 home run bat.
Yeah.
Lineup that's not playing.
I know.
So they're going to be tough to contain.
I know.
And even the kid Andujar that did not play much this year because of an injury, the kid that took over, Urshela.
Yeah, he's done a hell of a job.
Great year.
Yeah.
And so Yankees have always been able to kind of reload.
I know. I'm
When
worried
you have
about
$1 billion television contract, allows you to do certain things that other people can't.
Yeah, but you still got to be smart. You know what I mean? I mean, they haven't improved the starting pitching, and Severino's been out, and they're saying he might come back. So we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I'm concerned
He's
that
got a month and a half to worry about it.
Yeah, let's hope he can give us something. I look forward to this weekend, and thanks a lot, buddy, for sitting down with me.
Nick, thank you for the time.
Okay, appreciate it. Ron Cey in the house. Yankee BP, man. Sanchez a beast. Who's that, Didi? Look at these guys. I'm in heaven over here. Fucking savages. Here it is. You get a picture, Rich? I was there when you hit 3 He was like, he looked at me like I was nuts. Like I was fucking nuts. I loved it. Yeah! We don't fuck around. We come to win. The Yankees, bro.
Everybody wants to see
Yankees, Dodgers. That's the truth. The Dodgers and Yankees, it's the ultimate.
He's feeling it. The judge is feeling it.
Can you believe this? I'm sitting here in the front row. Joc Pederson just flipped me off. It's all right, Joc. Now you're on my shit list. Now I'm in your head. I can't wait till you come up again.
Boom! First pitch.
Slug it down. Slug it
First
down.
pitch. Here we go.
Slug it down. Great night. Wow.
Let's go, Yankees!
Wow, what 3 days. A dream come true. Beautiful. Yankees, Dodgers. Hopefully we meet in the World Series. My prediction, I said they'd win on Friday, they did. They'd lose on Saturday, they pulled it out on Sunday. Gorgeous 3 days. Everything I could ask for and more. Let's hope there's more to come. Breaking bread. Fuck you, Joc Pederson.